Happy Friday to all. Today, I want to encourage somebody to stop making excuses of why something that you planned on doing is not going to work. Maybe you have a new skill that you want to learn, but you keep doubting yourself and thinking that probably you won't be able to learn this skill. That's not true. And because you keep telling yourself it, eventually it will become true to you because you keep telling yourself, maybe you want to try a new career, but you're so afraid to start or you're so afraid to change career paths. So you keep telling yourself, this is not going to work. How do you know it's not going to work? How do you know it's not going to work? The only way that if it isn't going to work, one of the only ways it's not going to work is if you never try. A lot of times we stop ourselves from achieving things, from achieving success. And success doesn't only have to mean that you have millions of dollars. Success could be that you were able to accomplish something that was a goal. That could be success for you as well. But a lot of times we stop ourselves from achieving success because we make the excuses of why something would not work. You probably have a business idea that you've been sitting on for so long, but you keep giving yourself excuses of why it's not going to work when you don't even know if it's not going to work because you haven't even tried. You may be thinking with that business idea, oh, what if nobody buys from me? Oh, what if I'm unable to market properly? What if I'm unable to get the supplies? Hear me out. When you take that first step, you will begin to see everything starting to fall in place. It was Steve Jobs that said, you cannot connect the dots moving forward, but you can connect the dots looking back. There are a lot of persons, especially business owners, and if you ask them, okay, did you think that it would have worked out? And they probably would tell you no. They probably would tell you no. They didn't know how they were going to get to it. They don't know how they would have become successful in business, but they tried. A lot of times we just don't want to try. And one of the reasons why we don't want to try is because we're afraid of what people are going to say. And let me give you my thoughts on that. You're afraid of what people think about you. Then half of these people who probably would talk about you probably would never even take the risk that you're taking. They probably would never even take the risk that you're taking. And most of the times, the reason why they're talking is because they're afraid to take that risk, but they're kind of a little jealous because you decided to take that risk and you're afraid to fail in the front of them. I don't care who see me fail because the amount of times I fail, I could always pick myself back up. That's the good thing about being a human being. We have the opportunity to pick ourselves back up. Even animals do the same thing. Animals will keep trying and trying and trying at something until they get it. They may fail the first, second, third time, but they're going to get back up. And you have to go with that mindset that even if you fail, you're going to get back up. Secondly, you just don't want to do this. You don't want to have the small start. You don't want a small start. And a lot of times, you're going to have to start small before you become big. The Bible says that he who is faithful over the little, sorry, I got a little heavy tongue, y'all. The Bible says that he who is faithful over little, then you will become ruler over much. You cannot expect to become ruler over plenty when you can't even manage the little that you have. So the small start that you're looking at and thinking that, wow, people will see me at the small start. That's where people need to see you before you become big. And that's the only way people could trust you is because they've seen what you've built. They need to see what you're building. So a lot of times you're afraid of that small start, but you never know. You may be inspiring somebody who may be starting small too. All businesses start small. Sometimes you may not have the capital, but if you start small, you just have to have the vision. That's a really important thing. You have to have the vision to know that even though I'm starting small here, that vision that I have is bigger than what's here right now. Always keep that in mind. So as you end this great week, and it's on a Friday, and I know everybody have plans for the weekend, and nothing wrong with that. You need your little fun. However, think about what you are making excuses for that you can't do, and think about why you would be able to accomplish it. Think about think tell yourself that I can do this. Don't tell yourself that I can't, because when you begin to tell yourself that you can do something, eventually you won't be able to do it. But if you tell yourself that I can, you will start to see that, okay, the light. You basically will start to see the light. You will start to see the steps on how you can take it. And also, if you need help, ask for help. Not just anybody, but people who you know are willing to help you. And just keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind on this great Friday. Y'all have a good weekend and see you guys next week.